Alright guys, just arrived here at the Staples Centre for the Big 3 tournament today.
Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Phillips.
Alright guys, so for today's leg day I'm going to be trying out the new C4. So C4 Ultimate by Cellucor. Now I think the only thing that's been added is citrulline malate, which they've put in 6 grams. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes. I've used C4 plenty of times, but the flavour is orange mango. So I just finished writing my goals. I'm now about to write up today's email, drink up the pre-workout, and then it's time to go and train. So really enjoying getting into the rhythm of sending out a daily email. I hope you guys are enjoying those daily emails and getting some value out of it. If you are, let me know. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. It's free information, my best information every single day. Alright guys, so for today's leg training I'm going to do a split session. So I'm going into Hollywood Boulevard now to go and do squats, Romanian deadlifts, hamstring curls and a little bit of calves, and I'm going to split the session up and do the second half tonight. So tonight I'll do Bulgarian split squats, leg press, leg extensions, and see how that goes. So there's 2 main reasons why I'm doing a split session today. The first one is I'm going to do half a session at the hotel gym or at the Airbnb gym, and it just doesn't have enough equipment to do my heavy lifts, my compound movements. The second reason is because I've got so much time on my hands, I want to see if it's more productive training twice and splitting up the session so then I'm not as fatigued for the whole session, because obviously as you get through a gym session, especially a strength session, your strength drops off towards the end of the session as you get fatigued. So by splitting it up and giving myself a rest between part 1 and part 2, I expect to get more out of part 2 than what I would have if I did it all in one session, if that makes any sense. So see how it goes. I'll let you know my thoughts after I've done it anyway. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, today's leg session was a split session. So in the AM, I came into Hollywood Gym here to do barbell back squats, Romanian deadlifts, leg extensions, single leg hamstring curls, and also some calf work, which I didn't film because calf work is boring to watch. But as I mentioned, I started with barbell back squats. Now the aim has been to progress in weight every single week. This is kind of the indicator exercise of where my strength's at throughout this prep, and I've been doing 10, 8, 6 and 4 for my reps and just trying to progressively overload each week. Ultimately that set of 4 is kind of the main indicator of strength, but I'm still trying to push the numbers on each set. So this was a set of 10 at 112 and a half, so that's the most I've done in a while for a set of 10 in this kind of progression anyway, where I'm doing the 10, 8, 6, 4. On the set of 8 I did 122 and a half, these actually felt not too bad. The sets of 10 and 8 have been feeling good. Like mentally for me, anything over like 6 reps for squats feels like an eternity. So I'm not a massive fan of the high rep squats, but they've been feeling good. I think my hips are relatively loose at the moment, which is awesome. I didn't bring my Nike Remelios, my squat shoes, to the US, so I've just been squatting in basically my socks or bare feet. But driving those knees out, keeping the abs nice and tight. Now what I've been doing, because I didn't bring my squat shoes or my belt, for the sets of 6 and 4, where I've been going really heavy, I've been doing box squats just in case, just because I'm not feeling as confident coming out of the bottom of the squat without my belt, without my squat shoes, and just because I'm getting leaner. So with this set of 6 here, this was 135 kilos for a set of 6. Still coming to 90 degrees with the box squat. I actually feel the box squat probably more in my glutes and quads, if I'm going to be honest, but that's a topic for another day. So instead of the 4, I did a set of 5 here with 142.5. So last week I did 145 for a set of 4, and today I just decided to do just over 140 for a set of 5. And as you'll see, the 5th rep was a absolute grinder. But all in all, felt pretty good. Was happy to get those out of the way. Then moved on to Romanian deadlifts. 105 kilos for sets of 10. I did 4 sets here. Romanian deadlifts are feeling extremely strong for me at the moment. Before I came to the States, in my last kind of, I guess, progression of training, I was doing, similar to squats, I was doing 12, 10, 8 with Romanian deadlifts, and I think the most I got up to for my set of 8 was like 120 or 125 kilos. Whereas in the past, the most I've been going up to with RDLs is like 70 or 80 kilos, so they're feeling really good. Moved on then to leg extensions, 4 sets of 15, and I was supersetting these with the single leg hammy curls, which you'll see in a second. But tried to go relatively heavy here. As you can see, like I've maintained good size in my quads. I know I'm wearing these Nike tights, but I've maintained good size in my quads, and I always do with my legs, which is kind of frustrating considering I do men's physique and you don't get to see them. But with the hamstring curls, I actually saw on the Instagram account, the hypertrophy coach, a great way to help increase the development of your hamstring curls is single leg curls. I'm not a massive fan of lying hamstring curls, but the single leg ones are really good. I'm just focused on pushing my hips into the bench as hard as I can. And as you can see, I keep my toes pulled up towards my shins, and that just eliminates any help from the calves. So give that a go next time you do hammy curls and see if it makes any difference. But sets of 15 here on the hammy curls, or maybe sets of 12, I can't actually remember, but they felt really good. So this was part 1 of the session, and part 2 is coming up later on in the vlog. Okay guys, time for the second meal of the day. So had breakfast once I got back from the first part of legs today, but now I'm having 125 grams of white rice, 2 Laughing Cow cheeses, about 150 grams of mixed veggies, and then 4 servings of these egg beaters. So there's 5 grams of protein per serve. Focus. But I had 4 servings of that cooked up in the frying pan. Also added some of this garlic salt as well, and gonna have a Coke Zero to wash this down. So this will be meal number 2 of the day, around about 60 grams of carbs, 25 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fat. I think throughout prep there's definitely days where you're pushed, your dedication, your discipline, and the hard work is really pushed to a point where it feels like it's too much. And today's probably been one of those days. I feel like I've really been pushed to my limits, and the reason for that is because I had to decide to only have 1 Pop-Tart instead of 2 for pre-workout, and it's just hard, but that's, times are tough, and that's what makes champions. Alright, part 2 of the leg session for the day, and I started off with leg press, 3 sets of 20. Second exercise I had to do was Bulgarian split squats with the dumbbells in each hand, 22.5 kilos each hand. And that was all I actually had to do, although I did finish with a few sets of dead mill sprints, which you'll see coming up. If you don't know what they are, leave the treadmill off, hold on to the rail at the front, and just sprint as hard as you can against the belt. For anywhere between 10 and 20 seconds, I was doing sets of 15 seconds with 45 to 50 seconds rest between each set. They are an absolute killer, very similar to a sled push. Now, as you can see on the leg press here, I was struggling. And what I actually did after this session,
I have no idea why. Obviously, this is how well my prep's going. I went and did Runyon Canyon straight after, so I did a bit of running, and my legs were cooked on that. Like, I struggled pretty badly, but felt really good at the end of the day. Got a lot out of this day, energy expenditure wise, and I felt really good. But all in all, the split session was a success. Obviously, this is not something I can be doing when I'm in Melbourne, where I don't have much time. But today, where I had a lot of time on my hands, it allowed me to eat optimally. It allowed me to rest in between sessions, and I got more out of it. I lifted a lot heavier on these exercises in here, the leg press and the Bulgarian split squats, and all in all just felt better off for doing it. So it was a success. As I said, when I do have time, I will try and do it again, but it's not something that you can do all the time. So finish off with this dead meal sprint, and I was cooked at the end of this, but great feeling. Thanks so much for tuning into today's vlog, guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow.